What's happening, guys? Today's another day on the channel, and we are going to be working on the Miata today. We're just walking back from Chris's shop. We're going to go to my friend Jeff's house. We're going to drop off some knuckles that he can modify for me. We are going to get some brakes for this thing so it actually has good brakes now. We're going to do rotors. I'll check the pads to see if the pads are bad. Maybe the pads just need a quick scuff, and then we can put those on, but I know it needs rotors. We're going to fix that clutch line so it's not dangling down and it's not going to get caught on the clutch fork or any of that kind of stuff. We are going to... What else did I say we're going to do? We're going to do the fans. We're going to see if the fans turn on, and we're going to check a couple other things. But let's go ahead and go to my friend Jeff's house right now. He also has a set of knuckles for the 180 that I'm going to take back, because if I go a different route, it's going to be so that I can put just an adapter piece on the knuckles so that I can just have that from GK Tech. So we're going to check that out too. So let's go ahead and go to my friend Jeff's house. Back from Jeff's house now, and we dropped off the Miata knuckles. We picked up 240 knuckles that I dropped off a long time ago, and we are going to do some Miata stuff now. Yeah, we're going to do some Miata stuff. But before, these ones here are for the S13, and we're going to end up getting the GK Tech. And it bolts here and here. We'll have to cut this little nub off right there, but that's going to give us hecka steering angle, and that's what we need. We need hecka steering angle. It's also Ackerman correcting steering angle, so that's really good as well. Let's go ahead and jump into some Miata stuff though. We are going to be checking the fans right now to see if the fans will actually work. When I got the Miata, the fans didn't work per se, so the fan relay was just kind of placed in there so that when you drove the car, you could put that on, or there was like a jumper or something in there. But we're gonna go ahead, go outside, check on the Miata, check the fan relays and all that stuff, and we're going to check a couple other things. So let's just go ahead and jump into the Miata stuff. It's also really dark out now, so I don't know if I'm going to continue this tomorrow or what, but let's go ahead and keep moving. So we're going to try to move this thing. I don't know how well it's going to work. Kind of revs straight to the moon still, but we're going to try to move it right now. Okay, so after that shenanigans of trying to get this thing into the shop, had to take our janky intake off, which is off now, and popped open our fuse panel here and noticed that there's no 30 amp for our cooling fan there. We have our cooling fan relay, but no cooling fan fuse. So let's go ahead, pop that into there. There we go, just had one in the toolbox. So now let's go ahead and try to take the relay out and start diagnosing like through there if we could turn the fans on and if it'll actually work. Let's just start, I guess. So one fan doesn't work. I believe it's the AC fan. It is the AC fan. It's the AC fan. So the AC fan on this side doesn't work, but luckily from our parts Miata, we took the AC fan. So we got a brand new AC fan, not brand new, but it's used. We tested the fan on this side, which is the main fan, put power and ground to it. It spins, it pulls. Power is blue, ground is black. On this side, it's basically the same thing. The blue and black wire on this one is power, and then the solid black one is ground. So now we're gonna have two fans that actually work. We're gonna wire these fans in parallel, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to see furthermore if this stuff is actually working by checking over there, continuity all the way to here, which we're going to need the multimeter for that, and to see what's going to happen when we have all this stuff working right. But first, let's go ahead and wire these fans in parallel. Okay, so now that we have the fans all the way out, I just took the whole radiator and the fans all the way out. So what I'm basically gonna do is I'm just gonna wire these two wires directly to these, and I'll just pan back when I'm done. So here we go, both fans are wired in parallel. The new fan is on there, they both work, I just tested it. Half of the wiring is like old wiring, but half of the wiring is new wiring. I used all factory wiring from that fan and from these two fans. All I did was I re-loomed some of it and I put new butt connectors and heat shrink and new wrap around it so it looks prettier, so that when it comes up to this side over here, it actually looks proper. So let's go ahead, drop these fans back in, and then we can start testing the rest of the wiring real quick. With your 30 amp fuse in here, right here, if you take a little jumper and you just go like this, and you jump these two pins, it turns the fans directly on. So the main power isn't our problem, guys. I think what it is this spot right here with key on turns to 12 volts. I think we have a problem with our ground signal right here. So we have to figure out what's going on with this, and then we should be able to figure out why it's not working. Maybe the signal from the ECU isn't working or something like that. So we need to figure out what that is. After further diagnosis, I think that everything is right in this relay. It just kind of sucks that we can't have the car running for too long because it just won't stay running with this messed up airflow meter. So I don't really know how we could get this thing to work so we could either bleed the coolant and so that we can check the fans. But for right now, we're just gonna say that this is okay. And when I get the Mega Squirt, we'll dive deeper into that. But let's go ahead and try to do one of the other things that I was saying in the beginning of this video here. So let's try to do that. Okay, so I'm not as good as a Miata mechanic as I thought I used to be. So I forgot that I needed to have an idle air control. Found this in my box when I was just looking right now, and we're gonna put this on and hopefully it runs a lot better now. If it does, then we could kind of just cruise around with this thing and actually drive it the way it's supposed to be driven. So let's go ahead and try to put this on now. So we had to make some bolts that'll actually fit this thing. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna make a gasket to fit into there, and we're gonna just get it so that it actually works for right now. And we'll eventually get the proper gasket for this thing. But for right now, we're gonna get it so that it'll actually work. So let's go ahead and put this thing all back together. Now that we have a remodeled throttle body, let's go ahead, reinstall it on the car and see if it made a difference and start adjusting things so that it'll actually work. Okay, so now that we have our even more of a hobbled together mess, we got the idle air on there. I ran a janky like fitting to go through it. We're gonna take the power probe off it. We're gonna back the car out, and we're gonna try to readjust the idle and everything for it to get it to actually idle the right way now, guys. So let's go ahead and move it outside. Guys, first start up with it, and it runs perfect now. We might need to turn the idle up a little bit, but first startup though, and it runs almost perfect. Go ahead, start it again. That idle air, man, I was stupid for that. Thing runs, man. We should be able to drive this thing around now and it should drive perfect. So let me tighten up a couple things and we'll take it for another drive. Okay, so we are in it this time. We actually have light this time too. What do you think about that?
You can see the ECU
chilling on the floor.
This is the new ECU mounting system.
Don't step on it, dude.
I'm not.
So we're gonna go ahead and take this thing for a drive this time, and it should drive like pretty good this time. So here you go. We need to bleed the coolant, so we're not gonna go too far. We're not gonna do too much, but
oh, it's don't hit my car.
No to the moon.
Tires are still flat.
The brakes are really bad. But we are cruising right now, and it even sounds like it's got a little turbo on it. goes like way off to the side and it pulls straight to the left, but that's okay. Yeah, guys. She slides.
It's nice.
It slides. It's not bad for being
dialed.
It's dialed.
It's pretty it's like
We need brakes, dude. That's the biggest
yeah.
thing
It was not bad at all.
here. No.
The lack of power made you not just shoot in the red line.
Oh, I know. It's not bad at all. This is awesome. Woo. I think that's about good enough to call it quits for tonight, man. We'll come at it tomorrow. We'll do some more to it. I want to do more skids.
Yeah. Gotta go to Mexico.
Filling that space a little bit there. We're also really low on gas, so I think if we put new brake rotors on the front, it'll help a lot.
Yeah. It dies when you do brakes too.
Yeah. So when you give it brakes, guys, it dies. We probably still have more vacuum leaks on this thing, but it runs and it drives a lot better now. All it needed was an idle air. And it's back to running good. So let's go ahead, park it for tonight. I'm gonna move my car back inside and we'll pick it up tomorrow and figure out what else we could do to this thing to get it more dialed in. I mean, we're on a gas shortage, so we can't really
You
get
can't really
gas,
get gas.
but
Maybe there's no one at 7-Eleven.
no, all the pumps are down right now.
Oh, they're dead.
Yeah, so we're gonna do some more, guys, but let's go ahead and park it for tonight. Okay, so there's a lot of like up and down moods in the thing. I guess you guys could probably tell that from how I was talking and how I was like acting a little bit, but the car is a lot better driving now. I really want to finish up a couple other little things with it, but for this video, we're gonna call it okay. There's a lot of just like cruising around driving at the very end there, but we did do a couple donuts with it. I need to bleed the coolant system. I want to fix that clutch line and do some other stuff with it, but we'll talk about that in the next video. So stay tuned for the next one, probably right after this one. So that's about it though, guys. If you guys like the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, comment, share, do all the good things, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Throw it down in the comments what you guys want to see more. Miata, tractor, truck, updates on things, and that's it. Later.